Explain to me why it's important to have female representation in leadership roles on and off the field in community football.
Yeah. How I feel about women's football is if you see it, you believe you can be it. My first football memory would be playing for Denmark when I was still young enough to play with the boys. Grew up down south, 3 older brothers. We were a big footy household, always watching the footy, bumping each other around and playing for free kicks and that sort of thing. Well, I grew up in a footy family. My grandfather was the biggest football fan. We would take him to the footy every week. I think our family was just obsessed with the community, the spirit. I loved picking up the football and having a kick with the boys. Even with my dad was always open to going for a kick with us. It's interesting looking back now because it was just so normal that once you sort of turned 13, you were told you couldn't play anymore.
I think it's about having a male coach or a female coach, or a male coaching males and a female coaching females. I just think that people should feel more confident to slot into their own roles. I think I always had it in the back of my head that I wanted to coach. I just loved the technical side of footy. I had opportunities in my last kind of main year of playing before I started coaching to coach juniors, and I kind of started looking at how I would be doing things a little bit differently or what I would do in those positions.
I think female leadership is different to how a male runs. We sort of lead with heart and compassion and resilience. Been on the Bayswater Committee for 13 years before I joined the Perth Footy League Board. I found 13 years ago there wasn't too many women administrators. It was a very male-dominated industry. Women playing football has changed that, and that's one of the beauties, is that we're seeing women participation, but female participation across the board. It's important for girls to aspire to something, to look up to people and be able to see that it actually doesn't matter what your gender is, that these opportunities are available.
All I saw in my vision was I was going to be an AFLW player. That's what I wanted to do. Really enjoyed the team environment that it provided, the friendships that it made, and also the pathways that you could potentially go into. But then I saw the umpiring pathway and then fell in love with that a little bit more. I reckon the people before me probably advocated a lot more for women to be involved, and by the time that I fell in love with footy, that advocation did succeed, and so allowed young girls like me the opportunity to be involved and play footy.
People talk about all the time, don't you wish that you could have played when you were going through school and whatnot? And as much as I could say, yes, I do, I also love that I got to see it change and got to see women push to become presidents of football clubs and board directors and head coaches.
I was secretary of the Bayswater Footy Club for about 9 years, and then a very proud moment being the first female president of the club in 77 years. You sort of reflect back on how the club had changed, and then what an important milestone it was to actually have a women's leader, and to see the impact that had in particular on our female members was pretty special.
It meant a lot to be the first to reach the 100-game milestone at the PFL and to be the first female president at the University Football Club. I thought I had something to give and a new perspective, and it felt like the right time for a woman to step into that space. Got to live out my dream. I hope that I'm thought of as someone who helped other girls get better and supported those women in roles within the football club that maybe they thought that they couldn't do 5-10 years ago.
I think we need to keep forging forward and women putting up their hands, but also being tapped on the shoulder to be in those positions, because it shows the pathway and the possibility. And it's not for everyone, but as long as those faces are there, we know that it's possible, and women can look up to those roles and know that it's something that they could choose to do.